When I was a kid I was staying up at some family friend's hobby farm. Me and their boy Sean, we were both around 11 or 12, got up and I gave him a hand doing his chores on the farm. As we walked up to the barn we hear a big commotion in the chicken coop. As we walked up to the coop I noticed motion in the chicken wired 2x6 window. Me and Sean are standing 15 feet away from the coop window. I verified with Sean later that we both saw a man appear on the right side of the window. As he floated, or possibly rollerbladed, by the window he slowly looked over at us, and as if finding us wanting turned away and continued out of sight. I will never forget the look on that face. It was the face of an old man who was bloated and severely ill. Unfortunately it was a face that seemed very familiar. Both me and Sean thought it was his father. His father at the time was a healthy and fit 45-year-old, but we were both left with the impression that we had seen his father. Anyways, we rush up to the coop to see what's going on. Nothing there except agitated chickens doing their thing. Me and Sean talked about it for the rest of the day and could make no sense of it. His dad had been gone running errands since 5 a.m. and didn't return until later that afternoon. Me and Sean never talked about it after that day. In hindsight I can see it became taboo. I fell out of touch with Sean as I got older until I got a call from my parents to let me know that Sean's dad had passed away from cancer and gave me info on his service. The service was at the old hobby farm. Being there brought back a lot of memories, but I'm sure I wasn't thinking about me and Sean's spooky incident. My brain had filed that under miscellaneous long ago and forgot about it. Right up until I saw a certain picture in a collection of images from Sean's father's life. The picture that caught my eye was one taken a few weeks before he passed. There he was holding his newly born granddaughter, and I guarantee he was the same man I saw looking over at me and Sean that happily forgotten day from our childhoods. No doubt about it, when I saw the face I was immediately transported back to that moment. All the smells and doubts and fears. I guess that's it. I am agnostic and loathe superstition and in no means wish to contribute to it, but this did happen to me. One time, I got a flat very late at night, so I pulled into a gas station. I tried putting air in my tire, but the valve broke off as I tried, causing the tire to completely deflate. I was standing outside my car, talking to AAA when a large, older black man approached me. He disregarded the fact that I was on the telephone, and asked if I needed help. A little weirded out, I smiled politely and thanked him, but told him I had AAA and they would take care of me. He insisted that he would help me, and gestured towards a silver car parked in the shadows, telling me he would drive me anywhere. I again thanked him, and told him no. He then said he was there to buy a soda and did I want anything? At this point I was fed up and a little scared, so I firmly told him he needed to go buy his soda, and I was going to get into my car now. He walked off, I locked myself in the car, and the dispatcher at AAA, who had been on the phone for the entire conversation, asked if I wanted her to call the police. I told her no, it was fine. I didn't want to come off as racist. God, I was an idiot. I've since learned the difference between racism and looking out for your personal well-being. Well, the woman from AAA said, you might not think you're in any danger, but I'm concerned, so I'm bumping you to the top of the list. We hung up, and I sat in the car, bored. At this point, I noticed my new friend had come out of the store and was standing about 20 feet from my car, staring at me. I thought this was very bizarre, and I started feeling a little nervous. I made sure my doors were safely locked. Over the next 20 minutes or so, I would take sidelong glances in his direction to see if he was still there. Eventually, he disappeared, and I heaved a sigh of relief. Then, suddenly, I saw him again. He had stepped back inside the store and was crouched behind a window cling, staring directly at me. This was too much racism or no, I was fucking freaked out. I called 911. 911, what is your emergency? I explained the situation, and that I was scared. Okay, I'll dispatch an officer to you immediately. Oh, no, that won't be necessary, I don't want to waste anyone's time. Could you please just stay on the phone with me until the tow truck gets here? That way, if he approaches me again, I can show him I'm on the phone with the police. Alright, sweetheart, can you tell me exactly where you are? Sure, I'm at the Hess on Colonial and Mercy Drive, it looks like. The dispatcher paused. Miss, I don't mean to alarm you, but I need to let you know you are currently stranded at one of the most dangerous intersections in the country. I'm dispatching an officer immediately. You need to promise that you won't exit your car for any reason and do not hang up the phone until either a police officer or your tow truck is there. So, I stay on the phone, nervous, but not really thinking anything would happen. I would occasionally glance back at the store to see if Mr. Creeper was still there, until, finally, he disappeared. I told the dispatcher, very relieved by this turn of events, when suddenly, the man somehow appeared in front of my car. He was walking right towards me, straight into my headlights. He reached down to adjust his pants when bam!